Great. So I can upload this later for your reference, okay, or for anyone who's going to miss class when I'm doing this. You can access PubMed directly. There's a link to PubMed right here, or you can access it through the University of Lynchburg Library. Does anyone know what the difference is? Yeah, Trinity?
You get like certain articles like the university already published.
Close, yeah. So it's not that the university published them, but the university actually subscribes to a number of different journals, and that gives you free full text access to these journals. Okay. Other than that, you'd have to, if we don't have access to it, you have to go search for it to make sure to see if we have it, and it's kind of a long process. But if you just go ahead and hit University of Lynchburg Library, you should have access to whatever the university has access to without ever checking. Okay? Yes?
We don't have access to it.
Oh, really? Sorry. Here you go. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Everybody should pop up there. Yes. Okay. So just go ahead and click on where I was here. Click on the University of Lynchburg Library. Okay, and it takes you to this site. To search, I always like to go through PubMed first. Okay, next year Dr. Grandio will have you search for through other databases. I like PubMed because I think it's simpler and it has a lot of nice features that'll help you can use. So if I click here on databases, give it a minute. Then I can select the database, and the database we're going to select is PubMed. Okay, and go. Now, this is the basic PubMed site for anybody who isn't familiar with it. But we are accessing it through the university library, so that gives us access to anything that the university already has access to without looking for it separately. Okay? So essentially you have this bar where you can type in any search term. If you scroll down a little bit, you have some more stuff. Probably the one thing that is going to be useful for your future that we're going to use today is something called the MESH database. Has anyone heard of, Caitlin, are you okay? Do you have a question? Okay. Does anybody know what the MESH database is about? What's MESH stand for? Anybody heard of that before? Medical subject headings is MESH. Okay? A lot of useful information in the MESH database, but in case you get lost, you could always go back and find it there. Okay? We're going to look at MESH today too. Anybody used MESH before except for Claire? No? Okay. All right. So now let's go back up and look to see what else we have here. You also have, in addition to this one search bar here, you can type in any term and find different things. You also have this advanced setting here. This is where I like to do stuff. I think this is pretty useful. Pretty much anything I type in there is going to come up. Okay, I'll kind of talk about that as we go. All right, let's go back and look at the example. Thinking about this, and the first part of the example we're going to do together. What I've done, so far during the semester, you've been appraising articles. Somebody else has created the clinical question for you. It's always been at the top of the article, or at the top of the assignment. And somebody else has done the literature search for you, and I've just asked you to appraise the article. Okay, that's where we started. We spent a lot of time doing that so far. Now, you guys are going to learn how to search the literature using a clinical question. And next week, I think it's next week or the week after, we're going to start creating our own clinical questions. All right? And we're going to do it again this summer too, because it takes a while. Here's your clinical question. If you had to pick out important words from that question to search the literature with, what would you pick out? So, in other words, I am looking for an article that's been published in the literature that will help me answer this clinical question. What kind of words do you see? You look, Kate? No, you lost. You're good? Okay. So what kind of words do you see that might be helpful to answer that clinical question with? Does that make sense? So I'll tell you, if I had to choose one, I think I'd choose ankle pain. Right? Because I have a 55-year-old woman, and she has ankle pain. Okay, worsening due to a sprain. May or may not be useful. We'll see. So ankle pain, ankle sprain, right? The other one is I'm looking for a therapeutic exercise regimen. So I might go ahead and choose that one. What else might I choose? Yeah, pain-free walking. Yeah, walking. Let's say walking ability. Yeah. Let's say walking ability. What the heck? Okay. Does everybody see that? So I'm just looking at this clinical question, and I'm looking for an article that will help me answer this question. So I have to pick out the words that I think are going to be most important to search the literature with. So I'm thinking that this person, she has ankle pain due to a sprain. I'm interested to see if there's any kind of therapeutic exercise regimen, and you guys know what therapeutic exercise is now, right? You've been through the CP2 toolbox, good stuff. And we're looking at to improve the person's ability to walk, or walking ability, or walking. We'll see how that goes. Okay? So everybody got it? See where we are? Okay, now, what we're going to do, or what I'd like to have you do, or I'll do it here to start with, and you can kind of follow along. I'm going to put these as my main search terms. So I'm going to say, my first one, ankle pain. Okay? Therapeutic exercise. Okay, and then we have walking ability. Just say walking. Okay, those are my main words. So what I'm going to have you guys do in the future when you try and do this as a group is please just go ahead and highlight the words that you're going to use. Put those words as the categories or the concepts. So these are all concepts that you're going to search for. What I'd like you to do first is we're going to find other words that are synonyms for these concepts. If you had to use PubMed to do it, has anyone done this before? Looking for synonyms using PubMed for these search terms? Not yet. Okay, well, this is where we are. So, I could type in ankle pain, therapeutic exercise, and walking, and come up with a few articles, but if I only use those terms, I might not come up with every article or all the articles that might be important for helping my patient. Okay, so I like to do it step by step. So you can take ankle pain, or I can take ankle pain, copy it, and now I'm in the advanced search area. I'm going to put ankle pain here in my query box and just paste it in. You guys can follow along, do it with me if you want to. Okay. Up here, I could put. Let's just start with ankle pain now. Okay, so I could hit the search button, but if I hit the search button, then it's going to take me to articles that are associated with ankle pain. One thing I want to show you is if I go down here and toggle to the right, if I say add to history, then I get my history and search details down here. Okay, so the search term that I put in was ankle pain. If I hit the details are going to tell me how PubMed interpreted that phrase, ankle pain. Okay, so if I click there, what it did is it found ankle as a mesh term, found ankle all fields, ankle joint, ankle joint, blah, 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 blah. So I've got all this stuff down here, right? But I'm not really looking for anything to do with just ankle, right? I'm looking for ankle pain, right? Does everybody see that? So I don't really want that. So one way I can get around that is I can go back up here to my search box and I can put quotations around the two words. Okay, and then when I say, so notice I have 16,000 results right here. So I say add to history again. Now, I've limited my number of results to 1,300, but now I'm looking, the details, the only thing I'm looking for is, ankle pain. Does Does everybody see that? That's a difference, right? If I put quotation marks around two words, also, if I put quotation marks around one word, I'm only going to be limited to that one word. Okay, so quotations is I want you to search for exactly what I'm typing in, nothing else. Let's just see what happens with ankle pain. So, typed in ankle pain. Now, if I go over here to the results, I've got 1,300 results, and I click on that, all of the articles that have anything to do with ankle pain came up. Okay, they're all listed here. And what it likes to do is see how everything with ankle or ankle pain is bolded. So I can see exactly what it's considering to show me. Okay, so anywhere ankle pain, if I scroll down here, all these things have to do with ankle pain. Okay, and I can choose to limit my search in a number of different ways, and we'll go through that a little bit later. But does everybody see that this medial-sided ankle pain, deltoid ligament and beyond, right? I have ankle pain. If I scroll down here, I could also, if I open that one up, see how there's Elsevier full text article. That might not be something that we have access to, but do you see this little UL icon symbol? That means that UL has access to it and you can get it for free. So if you were going to find the full text for this article, just click here and you should have the full text available through the University of Lynchburg website. That's only there now because you went in through the library. If you didn't go in through the library, you wouldn't be able to see that. Got it? So I'm looking for other words that mean ankle pain. Okay, so, okay, here's some nice. So ankle pain, maybe I might want to consider ankle injuries. So just looking at what I see here, there's ankle injuries. That might be a nice one, right? So I can go back here to PubMed and I can say ankle injuries. And I'm just going to type it in like that for now. I'm going to go back. Okay. And if I can see anything, ankle impingement, here's ankle sprain, because that was one of the things that she did, right? She sprained her ankle. So I can actually type in ankle sprain. If I can spell. All right. Now, moving on down. I have similar articles. I can look at that. But if you look here on the page navigation over on the right-hand side, what I like to do, I think one of the best places to find synonyms for whatever your search concept is go to mesh terms. If you click on that, it takes you down here to other words. These are the mesh terms. That means that somebody's job, believe it or not, is to take every word that any author has used to describe something and put it in a category. And that's what they do all day long. That's what a library job is. I don't think I could do it, but somebody's done this, okay? We can look at, so click here, open it up, and then say search and mesh. Okay, so here's your mesh term. Now, you know you're in the mesh database because over here it says mesh. Okay, medical subject heading. And you've searched for ankle injuries. And here are all the things that are considered ankle injuries. And orienting you to mesh, okay, mesh is a category, it's a term, and here, earlier, before 1991, it was ankle/injuries. Now, there's all mesh categories. It's under the all mesh diseases, wounds, injuries, leg injuries, and its hierarchy is down there under ankle injuries. Okay, you can be even more specific and look at ankle fractures, but she just had a sprain, so we don't want to go all the way down to fracture. Right, so we are in ankle injuries. Does everybody see that? And if you find that you're looking for something and you're a little bit too specific, you could always go up to leg injuries if you weren't finding exactly what you were looking for. Okay, just thinking about it. Now, over here are all the mesh entry terms. Does everybody see the entry terms? So you've got ankle injury. If there's an inverted term, so one word, a comma, and then another word, there hardly are any articles that use the inverted term, so I would recommend not using them. But we have ankle injury, we have ankle injuries, we have ankle sprain, ankle sprains. So let's go ahead and ankle sprains. Okay, Okay, so we're just listing all the things that are unique here. Syndesmotic injuries and syndesmotic injury. Okay, does everybody see what I'm doing? I'm just taking these and I'm putting them over here. You know what, and if you need to, you could always add more rows. Okay, so now I have ankle pain. You know, actually, let me go ahead and I'm going to add a row. So I'm just going to insert a row below, okay? Because I have ankle pain. I could also say ankle pains. Why not, right? Just thinking of all the words that are possible. The other thing I want to do is I want to add another row because one thing that's going to get me a lot of different hits is this mesh term. So since there's a mesh term, I definitely am going to use it. So that mesh term here is going to be ankle injuries. In order to get the format right, the easiest way to do this is to say, add to search builder, copy that, and just paste it right in. Because what it's done is it's automatically added the little bracket guys around the mesh, and it's giving you quotation marks. Is everybody good? Got it? Okay. Let's go ahead and have you as groups see if you can work on doing the therapeutic exercise and walking, finding synonyms for those two things. Okay? Just give it a shot, and then we'll start putting things together.